Hello, Sean here, aka Cleaver6. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to the FIA Gran Turismo Nations Cup Exhibition series. We're on round 4, we're at the Sardinia road course, and we're getting back in an Aston Martin, because this is Group 3. One of my favourite ones to do. This track is a little bit of an odd one. Most people in the top bracket were in Nissan GTRs, and a lot of other people in the game were as well. I did a lot of practice on this course because I'm not that familiar with it, and just trying to work out the lines and seeing some of the replays of how everybody else did. And yeah, coming out of that, you've got to be careful not to just put your foot on it and lose it. So we started with a 54.1. Some of the top times were like a 51 seconds, so we're 3 seconds off the top. But we slowly started to bring it down. As you can see, we got down to 53.9. This is all before qualifying. This is all in free practice. And again, we managed to get another one where we just brought it down a little bit further. But this is a very short course of a lot of very larger sized cars going at quite a speed. So it's kind of not that easy to really get out there and do it. And this is a problem. I really wanted to go out first, but everybody did. So I've tried to get out, but obviously incrementally we have to wait until everybody else who got there before me did. Which is a bit frustrating, because I wanted to try and get as clear a track as I could. Because this circuit is so short, and you'll see during the race there is a lot of lapping as well. One other key thing to mention here is that for some strange reason, because of the last update, I take it, we no longer have any penalties. So you're not going to see any replays of people where I feel like I've been hard done by or anything else, because there's literally nothing. And to be perfectly honest, I myself was a bit of a bully in this one, because you had to get through. So here we are coming to a lap. You can see I've already got a 57 on the board, and that's where I managed to spin it out. But you got people that are going slow, and you just got to force yourself through and just push your way out there. So I always manage to struggle with braking points in this as well. Now, part of that is just me not being very good. Part of that is because the Logitech set of wheels I'm using constantly has a little bit of issue with the brakes, mainly because if you don't know how the Logitech pedals work, you have what's called it's a fake load cell, but it's not a load cell at all. It's basically a little rubber stopper. So you can't depress it just all the way down flat, and it gives you some kind of resistance like a real brake would do, which is interesting and it's fun. But what also happens is there's a software algorithm that basically has a height and curve, so the more pressure you put at that point, the higher your brake capacity is. So this game involves quite a lot of trail braking, and sometimes you just don't slow down enough. Part of that is me, part of that is that it's a lot of different things, and you know, bad workman blames his tool. So here we are, and I was on a hot lap and I had to bully myself out there, and I feel guilty about this. But any other race we would have had a penalty for that, but you just can't get through to make a good lap, and I knew I needed to get a good lap because I knew I had it in me. So here we go, 54.3. We're first. People are still running, but we're still first. And you can see most people are in the GTR there as well. A couple of other random car choices. But yeah, for the most part, most people are in the GT3, with the exception of me. On pole position, finally we have a result of some kind, a decent result. We have a chance to win, a chance to win the race. Oh my lords, and we're starting from the front, which, you know, is as good a chance as any in a race like this where you're going to get caught up in stuff. And thankfully there's no penalties in there. But yeah, here we go. Learnt the lesson from last time. Traction control is about to be turned on for the start only. Just nudge that onto number 1. Ah, she looks so beautiful, doesn't she, in the new yellow livery. This is the same livery as what you would have now in real life in the WEC series, which I love. So here we go. 5 lights, 6, 7. Wow, we're off. And we're out in front. Get back onto that radar to see where we are. And of course, as I said, my biggest problem with racing games is not being fast enough because of the brake. And I slowed down a little bit too much. Second place guy in the Hyundai, he gets past me. Okay, fair enough, he had a good start and I had a poor run out of that corner. And I just can't get the car turned in. and I lose all the places. But it's good that we've already got some kind of gap between us and somebody else, and of course there I did get punted, but as I say, there's no penalties, it's not going to matter, and to be perfectly honest, everybody is going to be a bit crazy during this race. It's a very short course and a very short lap really, like it's under a minute, so in no time at all you'll get there. Now one of the things that of course when you've got a short lap, which means you have more laps, so it's a 25 lap race, here at the end of lap 1 we've gone from 1st to 7th. As is typical with me, we just seem to lose time all of the time. But we got the lines done and everything else, but it's just then getting around and getting through that, and of course I lost even more there because I had to brake and I couldn't brake fast enough, and then with the lack of traction control, spinning down to 11th. Yes, bang your head against the desk in frustration or wherever you may be. But as you can see, it's not just us. Back up into 9th. Now I did seem to feel that I had the line through here a lot more than anybody else. Could certainly keep the pace up there a lot more than anybody else could. And here we go, up the inside. A lovely clean manoeuvre, although he tries to come back around me and ends up being right in my backside. Nobody's fault, racing incident that one. But yeah, back up to 8th. So let's fast forward a little bit further. That's from lap 3, and we're now heading into the end of lap 3, coming up onto the 7th place guy, who is going to get a little bit squirrely out there. And see, I'm desperate. The one thing I'm desperate about is to not bin it on that corner. He opens the door to let me come up this side, but is he going to squeeze me? Is he going to squeeze me? Yes, he is. But I am not taking any prisoners here. I just about managed to get it slowed down, and it's a clean move around the outside. It's lovely. Maybe I will put a replay in at the end of that one because that looked quite nice. Maybe I won't. Just involves more editing. And then we have another burner. I almost stack it, paying too much attention to what he's doing, but then he cuts back in right there at the wrong time. So the Spanish guy here in the Hyundai gets there ahead of me. I ruin my entry to the corner there. So we're still down in 7th. There are so many position changes. This race was chaotic, and I got punted right there. But again, there's no penalty. So if you're going to give them, you're going to have to take them as well. And that's all I'm going to say on that regard. So we're back down to 9th again. And this is the thing. At the moment, our guy who was started 2nd in the Hyundai, the British guy, he's long gone. And he'll finish this race having lapped most of the people. So I was nice and I slowed down there because I was expecting the penalty for going into the back of this guy. I had the speed. He massively braked, and I don't know why. But no penalties. So I can't complain when I've done that to other people as well. But, you know, such is the way the cookie crumbles. And this guy, again, just ruins that corner. He just can't get it right. And I, again, overcompensate trying to get in there because I can't get the line because there's always a slow car around me. But later on, we get that nicely done. And we're heading into the end of lap 5. This guy sends it and disappears off into the ether. He's gone. So yeah, settled now in 8th place. We managed to get up another place because he wins it, and then here we are again. Just can't get it slowed down, but we overtake, having gone off the track, and we have 6th place. It's not the best. And here we are again, catching up with 5th place. A lot of things happen very quickly in this race. And here we go. There's the line. That's better. So in 6th place now, we've got 5th and 4th all ahead of us, and 3rd, I think, as well. So I thought about sending it there. This is our guy we had a little battle with earlier, and I'm paranoid. Don't run it out. Almost did there. And as you can see, somebody has pitted already. Now, what you may have noticed, and what I did not notice until far too late in this race, as we send it up the inside, do we keep it going? We do, but he gets us back on the cutback. So we're up to 5th because of the pitting guy. We got 4th, We've got third ahead of us, and we've got a couple of back markers already. We're on lap 12, so we're about halfway through the race at about this point right here. Guy 19th crashes and burns. That guy has a bad time through the corners. You see, he had to tap the brake, and we had the line. I'm pretty glad that the back markers in this at least are all ghosted out, because that would be absolute chaos. But then he goes too deep in and he bins it, so we're off and we're good. He's still behind us, and he decides he's going to pit in as well, which is fair enough. So you may notice I've used up half of my fuel here at this point, and my tyres are beginning to get a little bit squirrely, and that's not good when you've got to have heavy braking and you've got to have grip when you come down here to keep the speed. So here we are in 4th place, and I suddenly realise halfway through the race I might need to do some management here. I was hoping that this would just get all the way to the end of the race, and you know, maybe it would have. First place guy also has a little pit stop right now, and maybe I should have a pit stop as well, except I don't, because I still seem to have some pace on me and around everybody else, despite the fact that my tyres are going, despite the fact that I'm burning up too much fuel. Do I get fresh rubber on and go out there and kick stuff? I'm not going to catch up with the first place guy, and oh, there it is, the paranoia that we're just going to absolutely muller it, and we didn't. Kept it on the black stuff. So here we are, we fast forwarded to lap 17, and look at those tyres and look at that fuel. We're still in 4th place. We've held it quite well, but you know, things are getting harder. Turning is getting harder, keeping the grip is getting harder. But by this point, we've left it too late to go in and get a pit stop, because we would lose so much on everybody else who's either had a pit stop or not had a pit stop. Second place guy pulls into the pits there to have one. And to be perfectly honest, for the most part, it's fuel that's the problem, and I've just realised that, as you can tell. So let's switch it up to a leaner mixture. I go to 2, maybe 3. I'm trying to work out how many laps we've got left. And to be perfectly honest, I just end up thinking I need to save a lot more fuel than this if I'm going to make it to the end of this race. It's like 7 laps left, and I've got, I think it was 6 or 5 laps of fuel left in total. So what you'll find is that I end up going all the way down into a really fuel saving mode, and just decide to eke out these tyres as much as I can. But we're gaining on the second place guys. You see, he's got the tyre problems as well. He can't get through that with the pace that he's got, and we send one up the inside. He's still there on the outside, and we have to hold that line and bully him a little bit. No penalties in this race, as we've already said. A little bit argy-bargy, but that was probably one of the fairer moves of anybody in that race. So yeah, we are up to second, and we're still going, and this is where I realise, yeah, I really need to save some fuel. So we're all the way down to mix 6, which is not good. We've got to eke this out, and the problem is there are other people there who have caught up with everybody else, who now have more fuel and better grip. So there goes second place right there, and we're about to find out. As you can see, I've got 2.7 laps of fuel left, and I've got around about 2 and a bit laps of fuel left. But if I turn it all up to the top mix, that's going to burn a lot quicker. So it's like, when do I crank it? When do I stick that back onto the top mixture and get some pace in me? How many positions am I going to have to lose before I can do that? Well, we still have a 3rd place position at the moment. We're not looking at the radar or anything, because we can see on the timing screen how far back the guy is. We don't have to worry about it. And we still got some pace compared to everybody else coming up to this part of the circuit. I seem to have that nailed down compared to everybody else. But getting out here, because I've got the mixture so far down, everybody else can get so much better acceleration out of that last corner. And as you'll see, our 3rd place quickly becomes 4th. And it's our friend in the Hyundai that has done it again. But, you know, we have a little look. Bit of a gamble. Maybe he was going to do some kind of mistake. He did not. So there we are. That's an end of lap 23. Lap 24, I think. Right. Full fuel. Maybe they're saving a little bit. Maybe we can catch up. So this is just a last dash. A last minute dash to the line. And we send it again. And we have to brake really hard, and we overcook it, and he just takes us back on the switchback. You got to give it a go. Leader's crossed the line already, and he's lapped all the way up to 7th place, as you can see. So this was a very strong race from him. He didn't put a foot wrong, and fair play to him. It's a short lap, and if you've got it hooked up, it's fine. And it's just making sure you don't get involved in other people's problems, or if you do, just be bullish enough to get out of them. And here we go again. We're expecting maybe he'll lose it, but he's not going to. He's got that down, and we're too paranoid about losing it ourselves. Fuel warning comes on, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's the end of the race, and we crossed the line in a well-recovered 4th place. But we started in pole. We should have been in the podium, and that was just bad braking from me, and very definitely bad management of fuel and tyres. Who knows what could have happened, but we'll know now for next time. So there we go, we finished 4th. Lovely pole position, a good new one to have. Next race, obviously, will be here on the channel as well, so feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment, let us know what you would have done in that situation. Would you have stayed out? Would you have tried to push it? Would you have gone in early, see what you could have got? Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've missed any of the previous races, they're all around about this kind of time and length, so it's not a massive thing on your day. Just nip back and have a little look. And there we are. A car that I actually want for a change. You've got the Dodge SRT Tomahawk Vision Gran Turismo. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.